Welcome back. My name is Kalar Miyadaya. I live for and in indie gaming. And this is part 4 of the strength playthrough of The Last Faith. Well, we have successfully acquired our double jump, and now we're sort of going through some checklists before the fourth and final chapter of this playthrough of the game. Now, there are several quests that can be completed that we're not able to before. With double jump and the transformation into beast mode, we should be able to cross any gap vertically or horizontally, as I'll show you here. Jump, jump, dodge, and we get into the door here. And in here, we will pick up one of the 4 family crests. This, of course, being the Ordnance family crest. And we will go ahead and collect all 4 of these, but we won't, as part of the normal playthrough, face Nixroth, as it requires a collection of quite a few items throughout the game, which is just time-consuming for its own sake. We will swing back at an extra video to do a review of all of the weapons, and there you'll see gameplay of me defeating that boss with each of them. At this point, I believe I'm just going through the checklist of quests that we don't have completed, and various secrets that we need to have unlocked before they become sealed away. Unfortunately, this game does have a point of no return that occurs before the ending of the game, and it will mar your save file if you do not collect these before then. However, in this case, we're just grabbing some extra treasure. We use double jump to get behind the cannon bridge rather than go through it. There is an easier, or I should say an earlier method of grabbing the items from here that you can obtain after getting beast mode, as you could dodge through the cannon flyer without being affected. However, once you have double jump, it's just easier to go up from behind. Sad that we don't get many screens with a good background like this that we can play through, where it's just a flat open screen. That would have made a good boss arena. And here comes the portion where I genuinely get lost in my decision of where I want to go. I come back through here in order to collect another quest item that we had neglected to get through the playthrough. And you can see some of the enhanced damage you get for attacking some of the repeatable enemies, such as the worms. Those take, my best guess is near double damage, which isn't reflective of what you can actually do with the axe. And for most of our playthrough, we will be using the winged axe, as it is the last of the strength weapons you will obtain, and by far the strongest. Into a little bit of organizational management here. I have a particular way I like using my items. For now, I'm trying to determine whether or not I want to go across the area to the other save point and gather more Nightcrux or not, and you'll see some of that back and forth I make here. In the end, I just decide that it's not worth it to face the spear guys, and I just head back through the save point. Our next step, of course, is to use the mask we have recently acquired. Actually, no, I believe we acquired the mask here. Sorry, my understanding of this footage is a little bit wonky as I am watching it back after playing through it. But we will acquire the mask from the lady who we sent the dancing one to, and then use it to confront the second of the 3 hidden bosses in this game. I say hidden, but they're more or less optional bosses. They are not part of the normal progression of the game, but they can be picked up at any given time. The first of which we conquered in the last episode, which was our Frozen Eddie. Of course, I had to kill the last one there. Could not deal with the squirming sound.
I'm the last of Mike.
And pick up the mask. Sadly, that mask contains the face of the dancing lady we sent here. And without all of the dolls, there was no point to meet up with the doll lady. Nor is it really part of what is necessary to clear this game. However, the next part is necessary for getting the true ending, which we are going for as part of the playthrough. And once again, I showcase my amazing navigational skills coming up here as I run into the wrong direction yet again. I even check the map and still walk into the wrong room. And it's about right here where I realize I am 1 floor too low. And back we go. One thing you tend to notice on some of your backtracking, a lot of the one-time challenge rooms don't have any ability to respawn. Definitely a feedback that I would say if someone was creating a new game, not necessarily updates to this one, but on a new game, have a way to re-challenge those rooms. And of course, the text from the ghost, again, this is not a lore playthrough, so I will not review over that. Long story short is that she's pointing us towards the eyes themselves to allow us to see the truth. Whatever that truth might be. The Last Faith follows the Bloodborne style of lore-telling, which is to hide it as much as possible and make people speculate and piece it together. Not my favorite kind of lore, but I know it has its audience. And now, we go back and pick up Thunder Conjuration, which, honestly, we don't need at all this run, which is why it was ignored. And here is the Hydra. Quite loud is they. But their heads are in just the correct position to take the full brunt of our combo. Well, if we miss one attack from shattered glass, shattered ice. But anything you can explode in the hitbox for, you will get a lot of extra damage from that last combo, which we take full advantage of. You see the yellow sparks on the enemy, you should know that the head is going to die in the next hit. So we continue to wear them down. Now, I do know for a matter of fact, I died a few times in this boss attempt due to greed and just sheer idiocy. Once you get the heads down to 3 total, they will start combo. So, unfortunately, sometimes I don't follow the tells very well, and that is death number 1. Thankfully, the save point is relatively close. and the Nycrux spawns right next to us. Because it would have been a pain to lose that much Nycrux. And this is one of the few fights in which range really doesn't matter, because the threats are coming from all directions. And we can just skip Hydra Tower and go straight into the fight. Which, unfortunately, this is not a victory. I know right off the top of my head. There's a few times this happens. I do believe 3 deaths is the total on this. And yes, you can spoil it, because this is a review video. This is not the live comment. Not many good ways to avoid that beam. The double jump plus dash is the most common. There are some mechanics around it that you can take advantage of with the right item, but we don't use it on this playthrough, which is in this fight. Oh, and I am out of focus. Continue to wear down one side, because it really doesn't matter which sides you destroy the heads are. They take a certain amount of hits, or a certain amount of damage, and then they start wearing off. There we are. And we are down to 3 heads, so phase 2 starts. And of course the double slam. Probably my least loved combo. But I do survive that time, only to die to something worse. Notice there that the ice trap still does damage. And then I decide to play Pac-Man and eat all the pellets and die. I could have swore the Hydra in the top left corner was laughing at me. I know I am. At this point, I start to feel actual frustration. Not necessarily at the game, but myself. And I decide to change tactics a little. And after the salty run back, we are back at the fight. Tell I'm minimizing my actions here. Starting to get more offensive. Still using that skill to its full, because it is the highest amount of damage you can do with the strength build. There's just no way around that. And here we go. The change in tactic. The other way of getting past the beam is to simply guard it. As long as you keep a plentiful supply of power, you will be able to avoid taking damage. But it does tax your power, so you have to make sure you are doing it wisely, which I do not. Doing the guard there does prevent me having to evade the other one. You notice how much of that focus it takes. It is the majority of your bar. But we are finally down to 2 heads. And a head slam. And another head slam. Strange for the delay there, but it happens. As I continue to whittle down the last head. Guard. I do want to be a little bit more offensive in this. Take advantage of the health over time, as it does restore more. Ow. Chump. And I try to guard here, but it doesn't quite work. Thankfully, I had health regenning at the time, which reduces the damage you take. Through. Ow. And unfortunately, that will do it. Killed by the second attack pellet. At this point, I am truly salted. Don't even bother to attack the little worms anymore, as they provide nothing for Nightcrux. And now a heavily seasoned Eric will once again try to fight. Damage a little bit. Take full advantage of the block for now. And yes, you do get some extra damage by being on top of the head as it comes out. But that is not a universal immunity to damage. You have to be careful on how you land, otherwise you will get aired. Now. Unfortunately, we killed the head in the middle of another attack, so... This head 2 down. And once again, I made it harder on myself by killing the head in the middle of another head's attack. Said you don't want to be landing in the middle of a dash out. You need to be above. And here comes another shield, which does provide you some iframes when the shield is impacted. Pellets and oof, that almost killed the entirety of my shield. Now when the head goes back, smash that. Should be good. This time I evade. I do try to shield there, but there was just not enough space. So I heal up. And let's go further. Bullet hell formation. learn from my past mistakes and go in front of the beam to guard it. As you notice the spark there, technically the head would have died at this point, but as it is the final two heads, they no longer work. Combo had me eating. I was mad, so I spammed the shield a bit there. I do not have enough, so I go pop the extra crystal. Even though I know the enemy's almost dead, I want to pump as much damage out as possible for this. And goodbye. And that is the nightmare. To which we must wake up. With Mr. Esk. And one of his eyes. There's nothing else here, it's just a dark room with his corpse. Now, that completed, most of the available sub-bosses have been defeated. There are one more optional boss that won't appear yet, and one more boss that is the, well, shall we call it the super secret boss towards the end. But here we will go back to where Frozen Eddie was to go claim the thing we could not claim before, because it required double jump and the mask. But the mask wasn't important here, the double jump was. And here is the other eye. With both of the eyes, the true ending has been unlocked along with the final boss. And now we may continue on as we wish. In a normal strength run, this is practically all you need to do. You can now advance on to the last portion of the game. There are some other additional optional things you can pick up for quest completions, as well as unlocking different things in the shops, to which I am considering what we want to do here. For now, I am turning in the optional quest for Aldrich. We will give him the tomb we picked up in the last episode.
Find, but is far below the floors of a sacred place. With these pages, I will learn what I must to cross myself. The light of Ilaris will illuminate.
So he believes he's got what he needs to ascend himself unto a higher plane. I wonder how that will work for him. Let's go find out. Nope, we will hold off. We will, however, level up.
You are audacious in your frequent visitations and wanderings. The reflection you see of yourself is one that is tarnished. I have witnessed only one place shall give you a true echo, a path which will grant you clarity.
So, at this point, we are going to push our strength up as far as we can to the soft cap of 50, and boost our mind, which is our secondary stat for our weapon. at this point. The goal is to keep your strength at the soft cap of 50. Anything beyond that, you will start to get penalty returns, and they start fairly heavy, so while you can push it up if all you're doing is wielding the Great Blade, it does start to be far less rewarding than what you think. I'm going to take a quick moment to pick up some more available treasure to us. Not really strength-related treasure, but things that will assist us on unlocking items later on. The livers are part of a quest line. You can think them the same as blueprints. They unlock the spellcaster vendor, which is the witch in the attic, and one of our beloved toys. Note that all the beloved toys, sadly, are behind either double jump, beast form, or both. So you cannot complete that quest that you get in the second chapter until well into the fourth. Or I should say after the third. We take this nice little alternative path that we haven't gone before just to round up some map coverage. And the fact that we blew pretty much our entire Nycrux supply, so we get some initial back. And the enemies here are so weak that one hit will total them. Unless, of course, they proc the execution, which is an extra hit, no matter what. And here's another giant patron. Who died practically instantly. Pick up the extra supplies that were there. You could do that as early as the second chapter, which you could just, you know, use the hook shot to come up here. We are kind of riding it backwards. And up here, you do need at least the dash to grab that extra Nycrux. We could just finish off what we need here. At this point, we're just looping back around. To the save point. And keep an eye out for things that we can do. We have some challenge rooms we can complete. And the main reason to be doing this challenge rooms in this strength run is just for the extra Nycrux and the extra items that you can grab. We already effectively have what's best for us, but the Nycrux is never not useful in this case because we can just up our stats further. This will also give you other upgrade supplies that you need should you be branching into other weapons and other styles. We do have a fairly high amount of mind and intellect, or not intellect, instinct in this version. Of course, one of these rooms, I do believe I die due to greed, where I'm just just ignoring the hits I'm receiving and dealing damage, but that's what happens when you're having so much fun with a weapon. Oh, and we get our preview of some Act 4 enemies, which happen to be fire-based, which means that they're weak to ice. So much fun. We'll clear out the heart here, which will light up the graves in the graveyard/cemetery area, which we saw at the beginning of the game. Now we are several hours into the playthrough, and we are now solving some of the mysteries that we had at the beginning of the game. And there's no point shooting a gun at something you can kill in one hit. Now I am mapping out where we need to go for the rest of the things we need. Realize it doesn't matter if we go across or up, we could just walk our way through. But I'm also trying to map out the last of the places we need to go. We go up here. Another item only available by double jump, and it's only a healing injection. And now, this area, which we could have gone to earlier, but it only ever fully unlocks when you have everything in terms of traversal items, so there was no point going out here. Also, these enemies hit a lot harder. They are essentially Chapter 4 enemies, so notice that even critting for 629, that little flying bit took the full hit.
Good day, mister.
This is no place.
I do
And
not
the
think
last
I have
of our
any.
NPCs we can recruit.
However,
I know that.
I
Well,
most great.
technically not the last, but the last we see. Go through the hook shot. Wait, and I catch that one with it. That was fun. We also got one of the balloon guys with strays. Again, the pistol is still useful for poking enemies at range. Especially enemies that just die in one hit. I do believe that enemy either died or is just hanging out there. But either way, I'm not going to bother with him. Another one of those unborn. I am not a fan of those. Don't matter how long I play this game, they will always be creepy. We hear the wings. We have enemies above and below to worry about. Oh, he did survive. Funny, the casual bullet just to get rid of that enemy. And we will take advantage of the full height and the dash to get up to this upper ledge. And I am out of focus, so I can't do the combo. So, might as well use a focus crystal. At this point, I'm not really worried about my supplies. I can grab what I need if I need it. Oh! There's me ignoring the fact that these enemies are attacking me. with them frozen, you can just work your way through them. Oh! Don't wanna be in the way of those. They will hurt you severely. A little bit of life advice, folks. Do not underestimate the damage a baby stroller can do to you. Do not mess with a woman with a baby stroller. Working our way through the last of these, and we wrap up. Of course, we get 4 full stones on that. And our second heart ignited. Or soul, whatever you want to refer to those things are. Whatever it is, it's bursting out of their chest and you just have to destroy them. And we determine we want to go across. We probably almost died there. Now we're doing the full backtrack. This will lead back to the first chapter areas. This is quite a long run back for that area, but we still have places to go. Notice the severe difference between enemy health for what we were fought in challenge room and these guys. I'll teach you a tip to deal with those later. The little flea man similarities. And we do have an NPC we need to return to. I wonder if we do that here or later on. Track our location. We've got a challenge room below, as well as a quest to turn in. Which one do we do first? Either way, we go further down. So we can tell that she has shortly around 1,200 hit points. This one has less than 400. So we will turn in Lucille's quest, which is the reward for that is 3,000 Nitrucks, if you were wondering why you didn't catch anything. And then I try to map out where I need to go, because there's 2 places I need to go. And we decide to take on the next challenge room. And behind this door, which we could unlock literally at the end of the first chapter, is enemies that have the strength of chapter 4 enemies. Determined whether or not I was actually going to parry, and then I realized I didn't have parry. I had block. And that's the last of them dead. Soul number 3 acquired. 1 more left to go. Well, this one is a bit of a difficulty to go to. I'm trying to wonder what is the easiest path we want to go. I switch back to the parry, because at this point it's more rewarding to be in the shield. The boss that the shield is most effective on is already defeated.
Let me show you my knives.
And just pick up some easy Nykruk scraps. It all adds up. We just decide to go down. Do we? We question it for a moment. And we're like, okay, we can do that. Now, the one thing I should be doing that I'm not doing here is taking full advantage of parry to restore my hit points and focus, but it's just more fun to wipe them out. But I do get a little bit of focus back. At this point, we just double check ourselves. Did we actually open up the secret here? Yep. Now we need to go down further again. No, we could just go straight across. Now, as many traversal skills as we have, it's a lot harder to make mistakes here, so I don't die on the spikes. And the double jump helps us just pass through most of that room. And we're back here, in the city of Mithringau. We will take quick return. We have the health point. At this point, we do heal up, but spoiler alert, this is where I get greedy. Watch as my health begins to decline. And I'm like, I'll take the hit. My skill makes me invulnerable. It doesn't. My health at this point, which you should because you get chipped down and fire kills me. But there's a temporary checkpoint right there, so there's no real penalty to being reckless. I just get a free health and focus restore. But I play it just slightly. Well, no, I don't play it. I didn't learn my lesson at all. I do decide to health up a bit, though. Come on. The slight delay of this shielder, because he's practically invulnerable until he hits a wall. at least you kill them fast with the skills. And now I'm a little more cautious because this is where I died. I get rid of the guy who killed me last time before the rest of the three. And that's it. That's all four. Now, while we've gone and completed the 4-group challenge for this area, we will not be completing the one for the frozen area. Mainly because we really have no business being there at this point. And we can use this to teleport back up to the main area of Mithrangal again. Trying to figure out what is the best point to actually teleport from. And it's going to be the place we go to pretty frequently, which is the East District. And we'll go back to get our treasure. It is impressive how often we have gone back to this particular point in the overall game map. I feel like I should be naming these monsters here. Figure out which one of these is the actual place we need to go. Is it the upper or the lower? My axe is bigger than your hatchet. And then I go, oh, that's the wrong way. We need to go lower. There's a reason to come back to this room later, but that's not yet. One, two, three, four. Now this has an icon above it. And we go lay on our grave. And the screen fades to black. Oh, hey. Secret room. Some powders and gems. Devourer of the Betrayed. That is in competition for the best weapon for mind builds. Now, the Illigrith Blade is the best overall for damage on mind builds. However, the Devourer of the Betrayed is a darkness-based weapon, which makes it the best for focus recovery. So depending on your playstyle, you will want one or the other, or both, as you can carry 2 weapons at a time. But that gives us the Dark Charm, which will increase our darkness damage. Wait, no, that one's not the Dark Charm. That is our Focus Charm. That is basically a small boost to everything. The Dark Charm is elsewhere. And to think we have done all of this, and we are now almost an hour into this episode, and we haven't touched any of the truly new zones. This is how much extra content is in this game, and we're not even diving into the deepest part of it. are double checking what we want to do. We have some extra bits that we need to grab. First, we will check in on how Aldrich is doing. Hey, these enemies survive more than one hit on average. Of course, most of these enemies have ice resistance. Oh, look at those clothes there. Oh, hi, monster. That monster has pointy things. I didn't realize we were fighting Virgil. Oh. That wasn't Virgil. That was Aldrich. And that's his heart. So, arguably the strongest point-to-point spell in the game comes from an NPC, which, once again, we have killed or led to their death. Our track record with NPCs are just bad. With that accomplished, I do believe we are done here. There are definitely other things that you can get in this area, but we're not trying for 100% completion here. Just touching on the major points. So, with that said, we are going back, picking up the jailer's key, which, strangely, the jailer's key is in Katarina's church. Why that?
Your sense of duty is find the celestial way.
Oh, hey, nice parasol and mask, and where did you get those flowers from? This is the darkness base increase, and defense. So if you're having trouble against dark damage, that's a good thing to equip. But we prefer our offense. With that said, we gotta go up the higher way, but that door is locked. So, back through the teleport we go. We'll travel to the other side of the high walls. And let's go ahead and unlock that path. Oh look, new enemies. Still doesn't do well against us. These are the more resilient kind of pale winged knights or winged whatever. And we freeze and kill that enemy. And another dead one. Of course, now we have fire shooting statues. Not that it's gonna stop me from claiming an execution. Yay. And the door's unlocked. And we could just loop all the way back around. And we got some extra loot for it. Now on to the next part. And now that one's dead. Shielders are not my favorite enemies, but they are kind of fun. Give you plenty of opportunity to see how fast you could do damage. And yet, we are in the last episode of the main storyline of this, and we're still using a level 1 pistol. Box. And he decided he liked the box. You notice that if we are not careful where we put down that spike, it will not spawn. Oh, we do not at all want to be facing those, because they will grab onto you. I hate grabby enemies. You decide, hey, can I actually destroy those without hurting myself? I managed it. Squeeze between the different available things. And wait for our opportunity to use the skill. And another balloon popped. That one you can't poke, so. And come over here. Here's a wall for you, buddy. Oof. And goodbye. And can we grab that? Yes, we can. More healing potions. And no, we have not bought a single healing potion, or at least not past the early game where we were doing it for the sake of buying anything. And we haven't bought bullets. Yet we seem to be in good supply of each. That early investment in instinct does pay off. Hey, I have parry. Can't parry that. Gotta dodge it. Ow. I should be able to parry that, but I didn't. And a challenge room, which I take full advantage of parrying. Well, a little bit. And that was not intended. That was a bomb thrown because I thought I had a healing potion. Now I'm like, okay, I'm in danger. Let's heal up. And now we can resume the fight. Doesn't matter if I miss most of that, it's still useful. And with him up in the air, it's just normal hacks. And one last execution for some extra focus. Goodbye. And all that for a shortcut. But hey, seeming we're trying to grab a lot more Nightcrux to level up with. Well, not just leveling up. A turbine. I'm in a good enough state right here. We can do the level up. 50 and 30. that, we go back out. Oh. I did remember I have a liver. Might as well turn that in.
I must confess, I sense you carry a mere taste of the past. Soon, it was lost. I am...
And we give her cold liver. Everyone you trade in expands her inventory. For a spellcaster, that is your primary advancing path on top of normal weaponry. And back to the high walls we go. Now, of course, with the shortcut open and the enemies respawn, some easy Nycrux is ahead. Sadly, again, no respawning challenge rooms. I'm sure I'm alone wanting to have those, but... And another execution. Probably a worthless one considering the fact that we're full on focus, but... I love how that just sort of floats up. And we realize jumping across right now, probably not the wisest thing to do with that thing in the way. But we can get up there. Unfortunately, this guy's moveset is a little bit wonky. It's a little bit difficult to predict. So I kind of wait for in between the moves to get rid of the possessed armor. Oh, and there's a group together. Get him! He's frozen. That gets rid of that. Get rid of the pop. And parry. And parry. I do enjoy doing that. So, we have a switch that we need to click here. That'll unlock the door there. And it's an easy way to get down. It's funny that we could hear coughing in the background from the game. I don't see anybody. We'll wait for the flamethrower, then we'll drop down. We can lead them into the trap and the execution. Okay, that is satisfying because I have had problems with that enemy since early Fables. Not a fan of these enemies. But they're easy to take care of with a good build. We head down. Yes! Smack, 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 smack. Pop. Come to think of it, Eric kind of has a thing for squishing heads. Drop down. Nope. Squishing heads, decapitating heads. And that is how you use the skill when you are surrounded by enemies. Because the spikes will be doing most of the freezing work. So it's okay to launch them at enemies. And behind here is another room. An entire new path. With our favorite busy friend. He still has places to be. Oh, well. Ow, ow, get off, get off, get off. You still doesn't know where he's going. And we'll wait for him to come back around. Nope. Oh. And once again, that skill is just the best attack. And yes, I poked him at range because he was out of range. And once again, this is the only enemy I know to just drop physical level. Drop elevation to attack you. I think the other small ones do too, but there are not many enemies that actually, you know, adjust. And then, hey, look, another dead not me with another stigma. The stigma of Catalyst. Now, this is a really good stigma. And another shortcut back. In which we will heal up, reset the enemies again. And this time we'll go the default way. Because we want to show this off. So fast, we exited out of the room. Stigma Catalyst is effectively a haste buff, which makes your attacks, animations, and effects move faster, which is really nice. And we're surrounded more or less by enemies we can simply execute for additional focus, and we have near infinite focus crystals. The parry stops becoming as relevant. So the haste becomes more important. With the correct weapons and combinations, that will be your most effective use of focus. Or power. I always consider the blue bar mana and the white bar focus, but that's one. It's the other way around. So, lots of nasty wing things here. Another useless execution. And more things. Haste, it becomes easy. Oh, another wing one. Sadly, when they're in the air, haste is not very useful. Because you still have to deal with the limitations of a jump. Oh, look. Level 1 pistol. Still useful. And yes. I'm out of focus. They're both dead anyways. Heal up. Oh wait, that wasn't smart. Poke. Because save point right here. And now we are entering the Holy District. Which basically means the enemies are just, you know, different. But we'll go up here first, just to cover the area. Technically, I could do it a different way, but I want the Nightcrux. All the way up the stairs. And nasty. I am A freezing blender. Also, that's a lot of treasure for that one spot. When you consider how rare the Demi-Shades ores are until you complete the Livers quest, that's a lot. Now, Moonshades not so, or Moonstones not so much, because those you can just buy at this point. But it is Nightcroc saved, so more into the levels. Ooh. Now I just try to determine what my directions are. I go over here for some loot. And off to the other side, which is more areas to explore. Again, hearing the crows, not seeing any. Oh, hey, I'll take the focus. Pop goes the weasel. Don't mind me, I'm old. You're frozen. Bye. Oh, fell to the bottom. Put them together. Easy pickings. Don't want to be in the middle of that. These things hit so hard when they hit. And we'll open up the secret way. But we have another node we need to deal with. Oh. I'm being greedy. And we'll go grab the stuff first. One more unborn. Heal up. More lore. As I said, if you want me to do a lore run with the spellcaster route, that would make sense to me. We could take our time. But let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I might just continue to do speedruns. And you were slowed. Weapons that do status effects on hits are so much more fun than the plain ones. Ow. I don't know what I expected there. But that will clear up the area for us to advance. And this is a shortcut. First, loot. And our last federal issued belt. We now have the full 30 bullets that we could use, which we won't. We will, however, take this opportunity to save. Heal up to full. Just make sure we have a good allotment of what we want and what we need. We'll use the hexabarrel. Not really for anything but flare. And yes, I will take advantage of what's done. And where we need to be. Exactly where we need to be. But apparently I wanted more. I really did misinterpret that. Whoops. And my favorite fight of the game, or one of my favorite fights of the game, is right here. Because this feels more like a duke out than it is anything else. This is a brawl. And I like a good brawl. Though he does talk a bit much. That's satisfying. And then crunch. God, that feels good. Now that I have him in the corner, only half of his attacks show up during that phase transition.
To think yourselves superior to me.
Ow. That wasn't fair. And another. You got about one more of those in you, buddy. Oh, I let myself get hit by that. That was foolish. Okay, now I'm just toying with him. Come on. Finish him off. Don't be dumb. I don't remember how this fight ends. No. Goodbye. Another enemy, dead face first on the ground. Heal up. And we'll move along. And we'll cap out our focus. Get on to the next. And I do mean literally next because there's another boss here. It's Lena! She's back! She's fighting us solo now. How do you think this is going to be any different than the last one?
Thou shalt have the very beast thee forth so hard to repel.
Yep. Come on. While I'm able to get behind her, I'm going to take full advantage of that. Ow. And now. Of course, with her darkness trait that she now just picked up in the middle of the fight, she's fairly immune to those, so it deals the barest of damage. And I literally knelt down for that. So it's basic fights for this point.
Only retribution awaits you.
Oh, come on, do something. And you're gone. we done? Are you dead, dead?
I have failed thee.
Yep, yep.
Unite all.
Can- hey, hey. It won't open until you're done.
Thou shalt learn thy place amongst the scourge.
Come on. Come on. Open the door. Open the door. Thank you. And now that we're in the last area, just more Demi Shed ore or Moonstone ore. Just trying to remind you, yet again, you really should be leveling up your weapons. Not that mine aren't at the cap at this point. Or at least the one I'm going to be using. And now we are in the only place worse than the swamp. Well, not really worse. It's as bad as the swamp. I consider the swamp the more annoying of the two because you literally have to skip through the swamp. This you could at least jump out of. Have the places where you can jump and traverse to stay out of it. Even though it does make you bleed, even May does give you nightmare stacks. Oof. It's just genuinely a nasty place to be. And I am literally waiting for those stacks to go down enough for me to traverse the last of it. There we go. And more enemies. And more of the flame guys. Of course, I no longer have my parry. Not that I know if it even works on these guys. Something we can test later. And more lore. But this is the sweet stuff. Nightcrux. 7,000! You know you're in the endgame area when your numbers start to inflate that big. Oh, hey, look. Another dangerous area. This time, the danger room is filled with blood. And that didn't work. Timing was terrible. Ow, 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 ow. They light on fire when they die. I don't like that. Poke. And in this corner, the Federal Admiral's Cannon. Which I think is not a very good weapon, to be honest. It takes 6 ammunition to produce a single bullet that, or a single big boom that does fairly bad damage for as many bullets as it takes. You start counting the amount of ammo versus the amount of damage you deal, and it's not enough. It's a great way to dump ammo quickly. And poke. I got poked back during that. That was fun. Ew, I'm not going to pick that up. It's in the blood. Let me hit you. There we go. 2 hits and he's gone. And more stuff lost in the blood. You can technically pick those up, but this area literally inflicts bleeding on you if you stay in there for too long. Which, I don't understand how it inflicts bleeding other than thematically. And yes, the poke did reach long enough to actually hit him. But anyways, I want out of the blood area. And that's it. Ow, ow, ow. Just stop with the burning corpses hurting me. And that one. Oh, hey! We're doing good with the secrets here. And the last healing holster. That gives us a healing amount of 15 vials. That is a ridiculous amount of healing considering it's HP percentage based healing. So the more health you have, the more potent those vials are. So if you're going Vite build, more power to you, but as you see, I only need it just a little bit. And there we go. Full stats. No more Nitrucks. The question is, will I... No, I won't go cash it in quite yet, because we know what we want to cash it in for. And that's it. Now, funnily enough, we are nearing the part where I would have my endgame farming route, which includes this room. But we're just clear. Ow. Oof. Remember, I don't run a high vitality build. So, at this stage of the game, this stuff starts to hurt. But we're also using a +7 or +8 weapon. Either way. This weapon is actually behind where it can be. Pick up the loot that's here, another 6,000. And we're sitting pretty at 151,000 Nitrucks. Lots of good Nitrucks. Now, granted, now we start hitting the end game level starts becoming much more expensive to get, but it is literally just a matter of time to get all the levels you want, and we're already at the soft cap for one of our stats. Our primary stat, strength. And we're at 30 for our secondary stat, so we're almost at a full hybrid build. And again, we didn't do any obscene farming methods or anything like that. You've seen the gameplay of this run. So we are at the soft gap. And we decide, is that something we can handle? Nope, whack, stash back. We want this for the shortcut, because we get knocked down, this way back up. And yeah, we'll take the focus. Alrighty, kill the guy who's guarding this platform. And now we enter. Killing these guys is necessary for the advance on. At which point, I am glad we are pretty much just done with the puzzles and are just now on to just walking this through, killing the correct enemies. No order, no switches, nothing. The puzzles are done. We are near the apex of our power. We just want to kill things. And so it gives it to us. And that's 2. We killed the first one right at the altar. across to the next level. I hate these guys. Another useless kill. But the echo was fun. Alright. So, another squad of these guys to take care of. Easily taken care of. Ow. Heal up before we try? Yep. Poke. Poke. Last area of the game, guys. Three down, one to go. To see where we land. It's a gun master. That dropped all the way down. I'm not getting it. Okay, one last thing to go for. And of course, they put the big guy in the last section. Whoop. Look at all that health going down. I'm out! But I still want to smash things. Yeah, he's good anyways. Heal up, because, yeah, there's so many of those healing injections. And... one last one to go. I find it funny that this guy has the red symbol for the blood element, though blood's not really an element. Ice is. Fire is. Darkness is. Electric is. Not really blood. It's just sort of there. You get no spells for it. That shortcut is down. Well, we are not done yet. We have to go up further. All the way to the top. And now, we are actually in the rafters. Important area up here, actually. If you don't go all the way to the square, actually nerfing yourself. Of course, this means jumping puzzles. And I'm not good at these. I know I'm not good at these. I'm like, okay. Oh. And back down the bottom I went. Thankfully, we have the ladder, so the run back is not too terrible. A specific order of jumping that we have to do for this. And I don't remember it. I'm thinking... no. Oh, yes, actually. That will do it. And down to the bottom. So, that was the last of the blueprints. which means our weapons can go up to +10, which is the cap. So of course we're going to do it. But maybe not quite yet. We'll level up. I know what I was considering there. If there was, I wanted to take, there was a opportunity to take on the boss with a underleveled weapon, and I decided not to.
I never thought I'd lay me eyes on this again. You'll be the talk of the manor, laddie. Can he get any better than this?
Okay, Scotty. Just give me my +10. Oh! How about a demi-shadors? We'll buy the 3 from you here. Yay! And now we're like, we could buy Lena's bow now. We could have bought it a while ago, but we wanted to level up our weapon to max. Now, we have it. And while I can't level up the bow too much right now, at least not all the way, we do have another liver to hand over, and that's enough to make the demi-shadors infinite. So we'll buy 10 ores. And we'll level up our weapon. And that's 8. Because at this point, I have enough stats backing up my weapon and backing up me to pretty much take care of the majority of the game. But I will see if I can level up any further. Nope. Too high. But we do have decent stats across the board, so... Now comes the time where we do the big fights. Now, my brain goes, let's check down in the graveyard again. And it's available, so let's go. And once again, backtracking to this specific point. This area gets so much traffic. Drop down one more layer. What am I doing? I'm going this way. Boop. And now at this point, my crits against certain enemies is really a grand. Suddenly, you hear? Oh, that's the old Wyman. That's our merchant from way back. So that's what he turned. Well, friends. I wonder, do I survive my first bout with him? I forget. I think I get greedy. Because this guy, at my health, could probably kill me really quickly. But that said, I can kill him pretty quickly too. Nope. This is where I die. As I said, you can kill me really quickly if I'm not careful. And I wasn't careful. Again, no real penalty. Just a couple health potions and mana potions lost, or mana crystals lost. Pretty easy kills. Back to where we were before. And back to say hi to him again. Also, you get that glitch if you roll in. I can't be mad that this is effectively a repeat fight from the beast, because it's still a fun fight. Ow. Nope, not again. We'll heal up. Watch out for those gap closers he can use. Ow. No, not again. He's really trying hard to catch me in that. Heal up. Then do the critical strike. Look at that string of crits. Farewell, friend. Oh. Now, farewell. Last liver. Goodbye, friend. And with that done, pretty much every optional boss we'll be doing in this playthrough, at least the normal aspect of this playthrough, is completed. So there is little left to do but to wrap it all up. Back to the hall. Turn in the last liver, which, when you have it, the lady's off the ceiling again.
It seems I underestimated you in my thoughts, traveler. What do you bring before me?
It took a great deal of my strength to obtain these.
And so, you will be handsomely rewarded. Here, I present one of my wares to guide you. Some traditions are not warranted in such desperate times. Traditions have fallen into darkness, have they not? The one I once regarded, my sister. the leader of the daughters. She turned her back on me, on all of us. I'm the only one of the council to survive. My sister's body is rotting in the swamp.
So, that's a bit of lore to swallow. And we'll put the last bit of our Nightcrux into mind. Well, no. Oh, a little bit of health. Probably going for 30 vitality overall.
Mr. has returned.
Have you remembered
Remembered?
when you were not alone?
You are mistaken. I have always been alone.
And the last of the beloved toys. So with all the beloved toys gathered, we can now turn that quest in. Again, this part is more or less unimportant. I'm just doing it for completion's sake. Not even completion, it's just wanting to get the majority of the quests done. I won't even collect the reward for this request, or this quest. And that is the only time I will do the charge. And of course, the Mask Lady is gone now that she has given you the last mask she will ever make. Venus bow. Powerful even with it not being our primary stat. Because it scales off of mind and instinct, our two substats.
Did you find my toys?
And
A single
hand them
toy
over.
brings a moment. Did you find a single Did
Sadly,
you find my... You're the cage
you
of them
have to
all.
turn them in
I'm
one at a
indebted
time.
to you, sir. Please take this.
And a demi-shaver for our
I do
troubles.
not have anyone with whom to play.
I regret your sorrow, young one.
I'm so glad to have my toys back. They are my...
What lenses are these?
I do not know, but I think it's a
And
great idea.
this...
If I were to see my phantom companions, perhaps I'll be a little less lonely.
I know of a place where you'll be safe. Head to the manor.
Mister, you are too kind. I pray...
So, skipped over that, so I will summarize. She is the one who tells you about the existence of the glasses you picked up in the first chapter. Pretty much, I guess it serves as a reminder that those things are there in case you forget, because you can't get her toys until literally the end of the game, so... But if you're just wandering through and not accessing everything as you can get it, that's a hard reminder that, hey, there's more secrets here. But we've already exposed those secrets. We already have the eyes we need to see the truth, quote-unquote. So now... Actually, we have one more thing we can do. Or are we doing it? I think we're holding off. Or did I just remember at that point? We do have one little side thing we could do. It's all the way at the bottom. The chapel alcove. We've picked up the prison key, right? Why not unlock our way back to the beginning of the game? Where where the weakest of the weakest enemies reside. But we have the jailer's key. We can now explore just what is in this place we had escaped out of at the beginning. Oh, missed one. Link would be disappointed. Another unborn. We're letting them all out, but we're, you know, just slaying them as we have it. And that should be everything unlocked. Of course, there are some glitches on the map. Make doors appear where there shouldn't be any. Of course, with these enemies, they are the weakest. They have no resistance to what we're using. Except, what is the shotgun doing here? I'm dead anyways. Now we're running into enemies that are the same type as in the church. Though if you look, there are a lot of bodies of them here too. Someone attacked them before me. It'll be interesting to look at this place from a lore perspective. For now, it just means that this area was specifically designed for the act, chapter, whatever you call it. And that door will be unlocked, which gets us right back to the starter area. Imagine we tried to go inside this level of depth when we were first here. Total of 8 bullets just chilling around. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's clear out what's there. Ow. Fire gun, guys. But they're gone. Between my axe and my bow, I have icy hot. Oh. New save area. Oh, hey, look at that. Oh, there's a secret. Should I look at that first or go down first? You know what? I'll just work my way up here. We'll get to this later. I want to try this side. And a challenge room with 2 of these guys. Oh my god, the waves. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, I'm gonna die. There we go. Oh, I heard that. Where's the wave? Ow. But he's torched. He's getting hits. Oop. And that one's down. And of course, there's these balloons at the end. And that's the room. Well, what was in here? Dark Comet Charm. Forget which one that does. Ah, that was, it's a parry charm. Might be good for, say, a Dex build. And Strength build if you're still using parry at this point. Though that item does show up a little bit late in the game, I think. No secrets here. $5K Nightcrux out of one crate. More bodies. Okay. You have to admit that looked cool. Looking around bodies. All sorts of various types of things here. Tears and Starving Essence. Well, I think that's about as much as I can get from here. Let's try to loop our way back around to here. Heal up, because this is obviously a challenge room. Ooh, lots of... And that's funny, we did the last bit there, but... Those gone. We still gotta get rid of the balloons. Oh, looky here. Oh. Hey, no double waves of flame for you. That one died instantly. Oh, I am out of charge. Just the normal melee attack does enough for these guys. And that is up for that challenge room. What is here? The Warlin family crest. Interesting. Lots of bodies around. Jumping puzzles. Not my favorite. Especially considering that this one has a very particular way you have to get out. If I recall correctly. Oh, no, messed that up. One more time. Okay, napping out of my head. Almost. That was an execution issue. Okay. Think about it. There we go. we are back literally at the beginning. So, what is here? Oh, okay. So this is the other way back. We have completed all of the routes in this building, so we can safely exit. Hey, I'd like to try something new. Or perhaps something old again. So, we have done a full routing back to the beginning. We'll put these gents out of their misery. And with that all done, it's back to where we were before. Now, are we going to do one last level up? Nope. We are apparently very confident in our ability to wrap up this section. Which, let's be honest, I don't have any difficulty at this point. Decent enough health. Ow. And pretty heavy hitting weapon. We have a skill-based build with resistances in most elements. Ranged weapon that can handle adds easily. Make me go back for it. Ah, fire resist. Or fire removal. And this is why I had Lena's bow. Pay attention for a moment. I leave this guy alone, right? I go take out the rest of them. He got hit by that. And he dies to burn. The guy, who's fire element, was also burned. Lena's bow is the strongest weapon for firearms in the game. Burned myself on... Thankfully, we picked up those fire stuff. Yes. Ow. There we go. Not that we didn't have a full supply of them already, I just, you know... walls, make sure we're not missing any secrets. That was supposed to be health. There we go. Oh, look. look, it's
My attempt to face
Lisa.
the treacherous Ladakh was in vain. It was my only opportunity to correct what has been done. What you and I have both done has doomed the world to more than it can endure. 'Tis a load that was always too leaden for our shoulders. In order to vanquish Ladakh,
Okay. Whatever she's saying, it's like, we did something terrible. Really? Okay, I don't know why, but... Off to face Ladakh. This is the point of no return.
Your fortunes are at my eye.
Ha ha!
It is foolish to expect forgiveness. Your recompense shall be unworthy.
One thing I love about the axe here is that his projectiles run right into his teleporter. He runs right into the projectiles. So even if he teleports around, he's still getting caught by them. That will always be amusing.
Kneel, for your fate is sealed.
Yes, I'm out of mana. Ow. That is not light. But we'll let the regen take effect while we're waiting on this. And yes, I'm letting him say the thing.
Your time has come. All shall obey me. Surrender to the ultimate power. For I am the true God, the final savior, the last thing.
Oh my god, he said the thing! Thank you for healing me to full. Because the timer pauses when he actually speaks. But the health tick doesn't. Ooh, scary. Actually, I really like this fight. Lightning! Lightning! Oh no! So scary! Yes, I am not. Oop. I will say I deeply enjoy this fight, but I have mastered it at this point. Ow. That was mean.
Bow before your true God.
Oop. Oop. Nope. And I'm out of max potions. Or max crystals. That's fine. I'll get more later. You are an ad phase now. Weren't even sufficient enough to fight us on your own. He had to be picking on you. Oh, looky. Oh. More lightning. Oh. Whoa! Oops. Get rid of that for a moment. I'll heal up. And another dodge phase. Are I used to raid in MMOs, those patterns, they don't scare me. Rawr. Hey, look at mine. Oh. He really tried evading me. He got most of my, my beast form to evaporate, but I still killed him right after. That was fun. These guys really just like yapping. Your gods are dead. At least that god's dead. And now we collect what was likely the source of his power. Which, oh, big surprise, another Nycrux heart. But we have like 3 of them now. Or 3 of them before this one. So this is like our 3rd or 4th Nycrux heart. Let me count. Lisa was guarding one. Manfred had one in his chest. The Bird Apostate had one. So yeah, this we had 3 before Laddock. And he thought he could beat us? That's the end of that. So, with Laddock dead, what is there left? Wasn't he the final boss? Is what everybody is saying at this moment. Except, there was an image of the banner right at the beginning of that, or right at the end of his yapping cutscene. Now we need to figure out what's going on. So, time to go back to the manor. Except, it's not available. In fact, we can't get anywhere close. We'll stop by Katarina's church, though. We're out of max. Hey, Katarina's missing all of the crystals are infinite now. We can buy as much as we want. Because, of course, at this point, we're at endgame. So, our old ruins doesn't work, so we have to go all the way back to the beginning of the game again. Would you consider this a salty run back, considering the fact that we have to go back to the save points we've already unlocked? And yet I still habitually pick up drops from enemies. Another dead one. At least now this jump isn't scary. Too far. I'm so close to the end of the game now. I'm just trying to finish up. Okay, back to the manor we go. Opens up. And our level up lady is also missing. Might as well finish up. Get 30 there. Pop what we have left in. That puts us at level 97. From start to finish. Relight the manor. Everybody is gone. We'll go back to the end. And now we're in a mysterious castle. Oh, look.
Annabella,
Courage has blessed you.
I do not wish for...
Come now.
Ladok is defeated.
Ladek is slain, yes.
You are correct.
But no matter. You have joined us. You have finally relinquished yourself of that feeble vanguard.
For your moral actions upon the throne.
We have seen what you take the throne.
And they're like, we'll offer you a throne.
Decline.
We
say
set
no.
Destiny in motion,
But
you have rejected this destiny. So be it. You
You
will
will
not
not
survive for long.
They're like, we're gonna kill you. You really think that's gonna work? Oop. Keep missing.
You would be nothing
Except...
without us.
Yeah, but you used me as a pawn. Not exactly happy with that. You trained me to be a god slayer. Oop, oop, oop. Hammer is never gonna hit me. Well, probably will, but not worth it. Also, why'd you get all mean? Like, ow, heal up.
Come now. Your ineffectual efforts are ludicrous.
They say this, but look how hard I am chunking them. Ow, ow. Heal up. And goodbye. Next phase, please. Oh, you powered up. Feel cute. Come on. Aim up. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. Not that time. And look. Get chunked again. Heal up. Thank you. Scissor attack. Here's the problem with your scissor attack. You're feeding me damage. Oh, miss. And a combo. Oh. Oh no. Well, can't get me. And smack, smack, smack. Oh. And you're in the way. Oh my god, those crits. You're already halfway through your second phase. You've barely done much. I will need to heal up, though. And, oh, okay, so they have stopped pausing. Okay, fine. We'll heal up over time. I missed every time except the last time with that. What? Okay. What are you doing? Ow, that hurt. Next. Goodbye. Darn. I told you I didn't want to be the leader. But no.
You should have stayed away, Eric. For
Cosmic
Satan
voice.
wasn't yours to bear. Yes. The knowledge you have amassed has been unbearable to resist. The prize, an illuminating one. A prize which I must now relinquish from you.
Dude, I have a pair of a guy's eyes. It's not the secret to the universe.
Body to rest. For eternity.
I mean, generally that's what happens when you try to kill someone. I don't know why you had to make it sound like some sort of weird thing.
Failure is merciful.
Whoop. Whoop. Nope, nope, nope. Ice, ice, ice. I dislike these things. To be honest, she is a rather rough boss to fight. But here's the thing. I am rather practiced against her. I hate the shield. I hate the shield.
Embrace your destiny. For it is written.
And the ice thing. At least I am strength build, and I have good ice resistance, because that would be far worse for another time. Ow. Can I stop running into things, please? Up. Up. That attack still does well. Final boss in the game.
Your life is but a ruin.
Another one. Yep. Oh, didn't hit her with the shards, but that's fine. Oh, more lightning.
You shall know.
Oh, now she's phase transitioning. She's doing charges and lightning at the same time. Or charges and ice at the same time. Ow. Caught me with that last one. Ow. And another shield, of course. You gotta get rid of that shield fast, otherwise it is not fun. Because I do believe she does not have a limit on those shields. It's a matter of how long you leave her without attacking her before her shields up. She doesn't heal, she just shields up. So it's been long enough, her shields are back up. Thankfully, we do a lot of damage, so it's not a major concern to us. We have so far fought several fights here. Position. And burn. Ow. That's not fair. We have fought multiple times, so
Failure is merciful.
We are running low on health pots. Well, we have the regen pots to rely on. And a lot of damage to provide. So there goes her shield. We have an opportunity to deal damage. And that time we hit. Another regen. Normal hail. And she will do her multi. I'd rather this one than the do the best you can and knock the shield down as fast as you can. Don't do it to the risk of your health. And if she's doing the ice things, use ranged. She was a little too high for it at that point. But now and you're gone. Goodbye.
Your life.
So, gods 2 dead.
The cosmos calls. The lines between celestial and mortal have collapsed, and with them, the deceptions of the divine. The last faith reaches its end.
Congratulations, you have destroyed 2 religions. And, well, thank you very much for watching this. Next, we will be doing a stream for, well, rather not stream, but live commentary for the next versions. We'll have one video in between in which we go over the strength weapons with a little bit more of a weight and detail of each of their benefits. And as we go on, we will continue on to do both dexterity, strength, and... oh, let me dial that back. We will be doing strength, dexterity, mind, and instinct runs, with us now have completed strength. We will see you next time, and thank you for watching this playthrough. Fret not, dear player. We are just beginning.